Hey guys, well tonight's job in the patch is going through all of the seed heads, and what we're trying to do is remove any of the excess petals. So I kind of showed you the other day in a video, but I just thought I'd do a little more in depth on it and what we're doing and why. So as you can see on these seed heads here, the petals are well and truly finished, but they haven't fallen away naturally from the stems. So when they're on there and they're all moist, they get really tight and sticky. Like you see, they're actually like you're not just going to pull them out easily. And obviously that increases the chance of the seeds inside rotting. And when we're trying to collect as many viable seeds as we possibly can for our breeding program, obviously we want to maintain as many seeds as we can. So I'm just going to show you a couple of different stages, I guess, through the paddock as we go of what we're doing. So this is what we're aiming for, I guess, when we're in the paddock. These really nice tight vessels, and that's probably nearly ready for almost picking. Like you can feel there's no moisture coming out of there anymore. And the seeds in there are nice and mature. So when a flower opens and the pollen is pollinated, we're looking at about 4 to 6 weeks before that seed is ready to harvest. So obviously we know dahlias flower throughout the year and they're closed, like this one, still quite closed up. But when the season kind of ends, we will start getting the pollen. And obviously the bees can come in and pollinate. And then when the petals finally go away, here's a gorgeous colour, that's Katara by the way. When the insects have been pollinated, then it's about 4 to 6 weeks before we really start harvesting the seeds. You can see it in here. Definitely not ready yet. Like if you gently squish around, you can usually feel a bit of hardness, and then you'll find a seed. So when we're at this time of year and we're going through, I guess, our start of our breeding program, we're doing a couple of different stages. Like in the last video, I removed some of the petals. So I'm just going to try and show you how I do that. And the reason I do that is because we're trying to get rid of some of that bulk at the beginning, and it creates more of a space for the bees to get in. So you can see on this water lily, you won't know it's a water lily, but it's called Amy. Here's another flower. You can see the centre's nice and open and the bees are all getting in there. So if you're gentle, here's what I'm going to show you. You've got to kind of do it at the right time, and once you've done it a few times, you'll start to notice. If you can see that little white bit on the end of that petal, that is actually an immature seed. So by pulling it out at this stage, I've actually taken away that seed, that plant's ability to produce that seed. There's probably thousands more in there, but you know, each one counts. So that would come off like that, and that's I'm trying to remove the petals and obviously leave that inside so it can still mature. So there is a bit of testing and trial and error until you get to the right stage, and you can start removing some of these without that happening. So see now, they're just starting to pull away quite easily. I've lost a couple there, but them two haven't. So I'd probably leave that flower for a couple of days longer and come back to it. So we keep doing that throughout the patch, and then the ones we didn't get to because of just busyness, we end up looking like this. And that's where that chance of rot sets in. But if you just come along and gently, you have to do it gently because you don't want to pull them off the stalk. You have to get them all, but I just try and get rid of as much as I can. So as it continues to mature in there, it'll become like that perfect pod we just saw again. See another one here, where I've removed some of them already. And I find at this stage that any immature seeds which weren't going to develop will also come out for you as well. And I typically find that they're around the outsides. And you'll also feel as you're going which ones just didn't have anything. So like for me, this one, you can feel like there's nothing in there, it's just squishy. So I can remove them as I go. This one you can see you've got more hope. It's starting to close in nice and tight, ready for the seed to start maturing. So while we're in the patch doing this, I guess it's an important time to remember that not all dahlias produce good seed. Some are really good parents, some are really good seed producers. So when you're when you're processing through, I guess, and you're not finding many seeds when you're at the mature stage, that's okay too. Like you're not always going to have hundreds of seeds. Traditionally, your singles and your orchids and your collarettes, they can give you a lot more seeds because there's a lot more pollen accessible naturally throughout the whole flowering period of that flower, versus something like a giant. So again, by removing those petals as they're trying to flower throughout the season, this end of the season, you're giving more opportunity for the insects to get in there and pollinate those harder varieties to get seed from. So if you're going to try collecting your seeds from your dahlias, and I encourage you to do so, go out in the garden and have a bit of fun at this time of year. Wait till about August, start planting them up, and stay tuned for more videos. And as I start sorting my seed, I'll go through that process with you as well. And then come July, August, when we start sowing the first seeds, we'll do that as well. Have a great day.